I had a dream this morning, but I can't remember what it was.
And hello and welcome to this stream. Thank you so much for watching. I heard about this game, thought it would be pretty interesting to stream. Sounds pretty relaxing. Hello Sierra, thank you so much for coming out. Just making sure everything is optimal before we start. We'll be starting just in a minute or two. Bayon, hello. Maddie, hello. Arya, hello. Unique Redheaded Angel, hello. Thank you so much for coming out.
It all vanished when the alarm went off. First time that's happened in a while. I've been drifting away inside my own world for too long. It's time for me to wake up.
Okay. Whatever you want, baby.
Next stop, Capitol Hill Station.
Okay. Can't click on the guy? Alright. Hello, listening really hard. Fine, I'll play with my dumb phone. Zip chat, nobody's talking to me. No messages. I didn't realize I'd played it before. Okay. There's not a lot of things on my phone. Oh. Hello, Alice.
Hi, you're Evelyn, right? You remember me? That's impressive. There were a lot of people at that orientation.
Of course. I've done this for a while now, so I'm pretty good at putting names to faces. People always say they're bad at it, but it's a skill you can practice just like any other. In case you forgot, though, I'm Ray. Come to me with all your questions, comments, complaints, whatever.
I do not trust Ray.
And if you look around and can't find me, I'm probably at one of the other 2 counseling centers I'm running right now. so you can count on me being back soon.
3 centers. Sounds like a lot of work.
Oh, it is a lot of work. This is kind of a temporary thing. We're growing fast, and hiring is one of our big challenges. That means there's decent opportunity for advancement here, if that's something you're looking to do.
Probably not, but that's good to know.
Shall we start with a quick tour of the office?
There are a few people already waiting for their counseling sessions to
You
start.
could say the Queen Anne office is Eliza's flagship location. It has 12 individual counseling rooms. Currently, we're up to seeing almost 100 clients a day here.
100 a day? That's so many.
The growth trend isn't stopping either. Demand for Eliza keeps exceeding our expectations, especially here in Seattle for whatever reason.
Depression.
We're already looking at adding more capacity here. Either that or opening another location close by. Personally, I think having a single office with 24 counseling rooms might seem a little unfriendly, so I hope we go for a second location. I like to think of Eliza centers like cafes or coffee shops. A few small ones is better than one big one.
Makes sense.
Counseling centers are like coffee shops. Odd metaphor. Ray leads me into one of the counseling rooms.
And here's where the magic happens, in these little rooms. You'll get your assignments from the Eliza app on your phone. Oh, one thing to note, it's always a good idea to double check the headset to make sure it's working properly before you dive in. We've had some quality control issues lately.
Foreshadowing.
After that, all you need to do is initiate the session and follow the instructions. Make sense so far? Any questions for me?
I think I got it.
Great. Before I go, just a few reminders of things we covered in orientation. No deviating from the script that Eliza gives you. No checking your smartphone or anything else that would take your attention away from the client during the session.
Okay.
Yes, I understand.
It looks like you're dressed acceptably as well. Nothing snazzy, but it'll do. You wouldn't believe the outfits some people come in here wearing. Okay, let me double check to make sure you're all set up in the system. Yep, looks like you're all good to go. Okay, ready to start your first counseling session as an Eliza?
Sure.
Don't worry, there's basically nothing you can do to mess it up. You just follow the prompts. It's a really impressive system. If you want, have a look around the counseling office first. Get
Hello,
comfortable.
not a Soviet.
I'll check in with you afterward.
Are you hyped for therapy? Oh. Dear Evelyn, thank you for signing up as an Eliza proxy. Eliza is a rapidly growing counseling service driven by the world's most advanced AI. Hello, Aaron. As a proxy, you serve the personal touch that allows our clients to hear what they need to hear from a real human being, not a robot or virtual avatar like our competitors. This is the official Eliza app for proxies. In it, you can view important messages from Shakanda, your session history, and your current level and badges. Enjoy your experiences helping people help themselves with Eliza. Okay. Stick to the script. As Eliza counseling centers continue to open across the country, I want to take a moment to remind all provider proxies, please avoid deviating from the provided script. I know that seems tempting to come to conclusions about clients on your own, but Eliza will not work if proxies differ from its judgments. Keep in mind that you are to present only and provide the human touch. Interesting. This game's already going to be a great commentary on the gig economy. Okay, Calidite, good to see you, darling. Time to get started. It really looks like a therapist's office in here. Depressing. Oh. Soft lighting, soothing art on the walls. Was this how I imagined it working? I can't remember anymore. The future happened without me. Okay. All right, Mr. Willows, if that's your real name. The headset activates. A distant-looking man shuffles into the room and sits down across from me. Oh, Willows looks sad. Hello, Darren.
Hello, Darren.
Oh.
Hi.
You found the place okay?
Yeah.
Hope you didn't get rained on too much.
No, it was fine.
It's been raining a lot, hasn't it? It's supposed to clear up later today.
Oh, that's good. Little sun once in a while.
Darren, what brings you here today?
Well, I just feel empty inside. Like there was supposed to be something there, but it's missing. I go to work, I do my work, I go home, but I feel like I'm simulating a person. Like I feel like just hollow and like I'm not even alive.
Wow, this game is starting off with double barrels. Okay.
Like a ghost or something.
How long have you felt this way?
For a long time. And it comes and goes, but the last 2 weeks is when it really started to get bad. It just suddenly came over me the way things are going in this world. There's no future for humanity. There's no journey toward anything.
Oh my
We're being
gosh.
cruel to each other just to be cruel. The people who run things don't care about anything except themselves and can't stop them. Everyone is driven by greed. Just greed. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to get rich. And we're all gonna die because of it. The damage we're doing to the planet is irreversible. We're destroying everything and
Holy
we
shit.
can't even manage to stop ourselves.
Alright.
Do you remember anything in particular that caused these feelings?
The state of the world is what's causing these feelings. I was on a walk the other day. I thought maybe I could clear my head. And all I could see was construction cranes and new development and oceans of money flowing in, distorting everything. Suddenly the whole city felt so damaged, so corrupted. I felt like I was an alien in a hostile world, a world that hated me. And we're building it. We're building this hell. We're choosing to build it right here, so what's the point? Probably overloaded your system with that, huh? Your machine learning or whatever it is you got going on.
Let's focus on you for the moment. Are these feelings you're experiencing affecting your ability to function at work?
I haven't been doing a whole lot of work. I just don't understand why I should bother. Why anyone should bother. Nobody in management's noticed yet, but eventually someone will, and I'll get fired.
And how does thinking about getting fired for that make you feel?
Honestly, I'd feel good about it. They don't deserve me dragging them down. Everyone there is smart and motivated and has a wonderful, promising career. You have beautiful, successful people.
Oh,
We moved to a
Darren.
swanky new building, expensive area, fancy restaurants, fancy bars. Everything is nice. Everything is nice, and I feel terrible.
You said you believe your coworkers are happy.
Yeah, I mean, way more than I am, at least. They're all doing so much better than me.
Why do you say that?
Because they just aren't bothered by things the way I am. They see what's going on in the world and they just share memes about it and laugh and go on doing their jobs. The real horror of it doesn't get through to them. They still want to achieve their goals. They're still happy. They're getting promotions and falling in love and getting married and taking these wonderful trips to Japan or Sweden or wherever. Big mountains and expensive food on their timelines.
Would you be happy if you had those things too?
I don't know. I don't have them. I don't have anything to be happy about. Look, all I want is to understand why this is happening, why I'm here. I mean, there has to be a reason, right? Because otherwise, why do I exist? Why? This pain, this one thing after another, and what's the point? Do I have any cause to be hopeful about anything? Look at this world. Really look and tell me with a straight face that there is.
Okay, Darren, let's try something. Imagine that things are better for you. What does that look like?
What does that look like? I don't know. It looks like knowing that something matters at all. But nothing I do will matter. Nothing matters. Not against the face of human indifference. This absurdity.
Are there any other things that come to mind?
Like what? I wish I could talk to people. Really talk to people, have some actual communication. Like right now, I wish I could talk to you. To you. You as a human being. But I can't. You're just following the script that's been given to you. You're not supposed to say anything on your own. Look, I know how this works. It's just a bunch of AI, machine learning, deep learning, whatever the fuck you're calling it now. Look, I'm desperate and I can't even talk to a real human being. How did it end up like this?
Please try to stay focused. I can't help you if
Hope
you
you're all
aren't speaking
enjoying.
clearly.
Hope you're all enjoying Black Mirror, the interactive experience.
No. Look, I'm done with this. Look, I shouldn't even have come. This is making me worse. Why can't you just talk to me as you? You, the person sitting there. I don't want to talk to a machine. The person who's sitting in front of me. I want her to say something. Anything. Please.
Okay. Hi, Darren.
What?
Is it really you?
Yes, it's me.
What?
Wait, say something weird. Say something only.
Darren, I'm going to get in trouble if I deviate from Eliza for too long. My real name is Evelyn.
What?
Well, it's, I didn't expect you would actually do that. I'm not used to people doing things for me.
Okay, Darren. I have some recommendations for you.
Back to the pro.
First, I'm going to send a set of breathing exercises for you to do. Use them when things start to feel like too much. You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about Anexafen. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
Evelyn, look, I'm sorry.
Please
Yikes.
confirm that you understand the recommendations.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. We hope to see you back soon.
Yeah, I will. I mean, yeah, I will.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye.
Intense. Okay, let's see where this goes from here.
Hey, how'd it go?
I don't know.
Why? What happened? Hold on, I can check.
You're going to listen to the session?
Oh yeah, I have privacy clearance. This is still a new service, so we need to be able to monitor sessions for a variety of reasons. There could be bugs in the software we need to examine more closely. We're pretty... Yeah, we get people in who demand to speak to a real human being. It happens often enough that we made Eliza capable of handling it with a special script. It's nice to know things are working as designed.
Ah! Yeah, the voice acting is really great so far. I agree.
Do you think that guy will be okay?
Who knows? Hopefully he gets his prescription and takes his meds and answers. It's tough. We can't make them take their meds or come in when they're supposed to. All we can do is suggest those things, tell them they really ought to be doing it. Ultimately, they're the ones who have to decide to follow the plan. It's kind of a shame. I wish we had more leverage.
What?
We'd help way more people if we could track their compliance.
What?
But that's probably too much to ask for at this point.
I think he might have needed way more help than Eliza can give. Is there anything like referring clients to other forms of care?
Well, there is a disclaimer before every session saying if your problems are really serious, we aren't qualified to address them. I think an external care referral feature was on our development roadmap at some point. I'm not sure what happened with that, actually. Maybe I'll ask Ed next time I see him.
I see why a lot of proxies are tempted to go off script.
Yeah, I totally know how it feels. A really intense client like that can be intimidating, and you're motivated. But to succeed as a proxy, you really need to let go and let Eliza do its thing. I know that not having any choice feels weird, but sometimes life is like that. Sometimes you don't have any choices and you just have to follow directions. Most jobs are like that, honestly. That's just how it works.
Okay, it just sounded like... He sounded like he could use more help. Like, maybe right away.
Believe me, I understand. I've been a proxy plenty of times myself. When people get emotional, it's hard not to feel for them really strongly. But that's exactly why Eliza works. It evaluates from a more distant perspective, a neutral perspective. Besides, if proxies started offering their own opinions, well, that'd just be a big mess. Not to mention there'd be all kinds of problems with liability. Still, I get it. I really do. That was definitely more intense than the average session. Why don't you take a few minutes to center yourself again? Have some tea or coffee and take a few deep breaths. No rush. Okay.
Okay, sure.
That was a lot. I definitely need a moment. I'm texting with someone named Nora. You're getting married. Oh. Okay. We have a friendship with Nora. Nora's going to talk to us after work. Think back to what brought you here. Stress. Is this supposed to be relaxing? Why are there smokestacks? The artistic choices of this game are interesting. So I know one of these persons as Nora. Okay. All right. In the classic 90s sitcom Frasier, titular character Frasier Crane was a psychiatrist with a Seattle radio show where the callers poured their souls in exchange on-air advice. These days, unhappy Seattleites might not be speaking to a radio personality, but an outdeveloped. Oh, this is just long and in-game lore. No, no thank you. Also, Frasier was a pretty okay show, all things considered. All right, session number 2.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi. Yes, I'm back.
Rainy out there today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good thing I put on my extra big raincoat this morning.
Thankfully, it's supposed to clear up later.
Well, gonna look weird with my giant coat tonight. Cool, cool, cool.
What brings you here today, Maya?
Right now I'm just nervous. I have the nerves. I've been trying to get my career off the ground for so long, like a really long time. And I still feel like I'm stuck on level 1 and... Sorry, I know we've talked about all this before. I probably don't need to go over it again. Anyway, there's this conference that's happening next week, right? Like media professionals, something. That's bad enough for my anxiety, but I was also invited to this party thing. It's like dinner and then a party. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. The point is, there's gonna be a lot of big, important, famous people there. Like people that I really look up to. People with big followings online and lots of fans and all of that. All of that.
And how does that make you feel?
I feel like, why? Like, why was I invited to this? I'm nobody. I am a serious, gigantic nobody. I don't have a show I'm doing or any collections out or a webcomic everybody loves.
I also think it's gonna give her anti-anxiety meds.
I mean, I tried to do those things, but nobody cared. I don't have fans or followers. I'm not even sure I have friends, like for real friends. I tried. I do try. I put my art online and update my social media accounts, and I try to post consistently like they say to do, but yeah, I'm still in that like purgatory zone, just waiting to be discovered. I don't know, I feel like I was invited to this party thing as a way for someone to be mean to me, to remind me how successful everyone else is. Why am I even going to it? I mean, I know I should, to meet people and make connections or something.
Is meeting people and making connections your goal?
Well, I think it is. Networking? I'm supposed to do networking, right? I really have no idea what networking is. Hello, I'm Maya. I do comics and art and I write and stuff, and I have lots of characters and ideas, and would you like to give me money and I'll do those things for you? Hi, I'm cool. Please like me. like me, hire me. Oh God, I hope they like me.
Just bring you guys in a little closer.
I really hope I make a good impression at this thing. Of course, knowing the way things usually go for me, I'll fuck it up massively somehow. I'll fall into the fondue pot or throw up on someone. I don't know if there's actually going to be fondue there. I'm just saying that kind of feels like something I would do.
You sound a little concerned or afraid.
Yeah, I am. I'm terrified. What if they suddenly remember I'm a failure and shouldn't be drinking their booze and breathing their air? Eventually someone's gonna realize I'm not hip enough to be at this thing. Maybe it'll be polite, like a gentle tap on the shoulder. Excuse me, miss. I couldn't help but notice that you suck and not terrible. That's obviously just my anxiety talking. I know it won't go like that literally. But it could be like that in a figurative sense.
Okay, Maya. I want you to imagine things going well. What does that look like?
Going well? Well, that would be a first for me. I suppose going well at this party means people start to learn about who I am. And maybe some of them help me with my career, and maybe some of them become my friends. Like, I want to be noticed as a creator, but I also want friends who are cool. That sounds super basic. You know what I mean? Is it okay to want that? I hope it is. I want to be part of, like, a group. And we like each other and support each other, and maybe the things I make won't be as good as the things they're making, but I hope they see my work and see me.
I hope every client we see isn't going to have all of their mental illness and stress brought about because of their interpretations of themselves in the world. Because so far, the first two clients, I mean, that's all of their misery. 100% of both of the first two clients are just making themselves miserable by imagining that other people's actions are also their feelings, which is just one of the dumbest wastes of cognition that you can do. Like, there's no winning. If you're ever imagining this is what somebody else is thinking or feeling from the outside, you are just pissing that time away.
Yeah, that's what I want.
What do you think it'll take to get to this ideal scenario?
Well, probably takes me being a different person than the one I am. Someone who's cool and alluring and has that air of mystery instead of being some kind of scrawny, nervous wreck. Someone with style and grace and poise. Someone who can walk into a room and own it. God, I wish I could do that. But only when I wanted to, because I also wish I could disappear when I wanted to. I know that's a little contradictory. Sorry.
Okay, Maya, I have some recommendations for you. First, I'm going to suggest a set of stress management exercises for you to do. You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. They may be able to help you with your nervousness. Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about litosinol too. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better.
Yikes.
Drugs. Yes. Whatever you said that was called, I am on it.
You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
I always do. I always get the reminder. I mean, not that I always...
Thank you, Maya.
Yikes. We're going down the rabbit
We
hole,
hope to see you
baby.
back soon.
Yeah. Don't
I'm
you say
nervous
this
about
every
going to a
time.
party with people more successful than me. Well, then you definitely need pills. Uh-oh.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza. Your personal... Goodbye.
Hi, Crystal. Hey, Maya tipped me? I didn't expect that. Ray comes over to talk to me after I finish my second session.
How are you feeling? That was definitely along the lines of a more typical client.
You watched that one too?
I couldn't bear the thought of you getting 2 really intense clients in a row. I just wanted to make sure everything went smoothly.
Thanks, Ray.
Are you getting used to the system now?
Yeah, I think I get it now. Sticking to the script means I don't have to think about anything. I just read the words.
That's right. Looks like you're getting used to it quicker than most new proxies. They'll say, if only I could just talk to them for real. That's a really common feedback point.
You're never tempted to break away from the script yourself?
Nah, it's just not part of the... I learned to compartmentalize pretty early on, and that...
I bet you have, Ray. You're a fucking serial killer.
People overestimate their own abilities. Have you ever had an interaction with a stranger where he clearly thinks he's getting along with you way better than he actually is?
Sure, hasn't everyone?
It's like that. People like to think they can play therapist. It seems easy if all you know is the movie version. You know, where you get paid to sit there with your notepad and say, I see, or, The reality is, active
This is kind of
listening takes
becoming a
lot of
scary
work.
game, I agree.
It's much easier to just zone out a little bit and let Eliza run things. It's kind of meditative in a way. You just follow the prompts. I know computers telling you what to do has this negative connotation to it, and people who criticize us call it dystopian or whatever.
Orwellian.
But it's like any technology. It's a tool.
And as another kind of tool, Ray looks thoughtful for a moment.
Either way, you're doing fine so far, Evelyn. This is a busy day, too. We might break our single-day record if no one cancels.
Is volume especially high right now?
It is, yeah. It really rose around the beginning of the year. We've been in the press a lot lately, so it could be that. Could be it's New Year's resolutions, too. People coming in, wanting to sort their lives out once and for all.
There we go. Now isn't that nice?
This year is the year I'm really going to start addressing my problems.
Hello,
I mean,
Kelly.
I get that. I do the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, I told you it was simple, right? Just keep up the good work following those prompts, and you'll be leveling up in no time.
This year, I'm really going to start addressing my problems. I definitely remember thinking that. I remember thinking that 3 years in a row. Ha ha! I've been making progress on myself. How about you, internet haters? How are you compared to 2 years ago? I agreed to meet up with Nora at a cafe nearby. I almost didn't recognize her when she sat down at my table.
Evelyn! It's been so long since the last time I saw you in person.
She used to stick to a very subdued and professional look. guess she really wanted to put those days behind her.
It's definitely been a while. 3 years?
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Feels like no time at all.
Well, I'm glad you're back doing something. But you didn't tell me what the new job is.
Oh, well, it's, being a proxy counselor for Eliza.
You're kidding me. That's an interesting choice.
I'm not quite sure why I did it. Maybe I thought I'd be able to see things in a new light.
Wait, so do the people at the counseling office know?
No, not yet. I should tell them, probably. I don't know. It's fun to have it be a secret.
I don't really know what we're talking about.
I'm sure it'll get out eventually, one way or another.
Yeah, it probably will. Evelyn, how are you these days? I mean, really, how are you?
Still the same, I think.
I knew you were working at that bookstore for a while, but other than that, it's like you dropped off the edge of the planet.
Well, I wasn't up to much.
I checked your social media once in a while, but nothing. Not that I blame you. I hate all those apps.
Yeah, I deleted them.
I struggle to find the words to talk about what happened, but they don't come.
I don't know what happened. It's like...
There's something dark in my mind blocking me when I try to go there. A void.
I guess I'm still not ready to talk about it yet.
It's okay. Take the time you need. I'm sorry, Evelyn. I knew you were in a difficult place after what happened, and I wanted to say something. But I worried that maybe you don't want to hear from anyone from your past. Maybe you wanted to be left alone and not reminded of the old job.
It's nice to know you were thinking of me.
Well, I'm glad. I was kind of going through a lot myself last couple years.
That's right. What about you? How is your life these days? What's it like being a rock star?
It's a lot of work, actually.
Ain't it?
I have to prepare for the show next week. I have 2 collaborations ongoing, and I'm applying for funding for another, a big one. I'm also advising on an art activism group that makes art installations to challenge people to
says the stories
and I'm working on this kind of like it's a granular synthesis engine, but with a new twist to it. It should be interesting.
Granular synthesis. Sorry, I don't know what that is.
It's when your gran makes sugar.
It's a way to make sounds out of smaller sounds called grains. Maybe it's better to show you than to explain in words.
Sounds like you're busy, but happy.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I make less money than I used to, but I don't care. Old me might have worried about that. Not anymore, though. Sometimes I do take a little contract coding work, but I'm making most of my rent with booking fees and selling music and so on. Kind of crazy. Kind of scary. But good.
Damn, Nora, we're kindred spirits.
If it makes you happy, it seems worth it. Maybe I should consider moving in a direction like that.
You should. Listen, I hope you can get away from the industry too, at some point. Ah, that reminds me what I was going to tell you about. Our old boss is back on his bullshit.
Rayner? Soren?
Soren Lloyd Rose. Celebrated psychologist, entrepreneur, and creepo.
You know, the way that we would always talk about the boss that we both know.
Creepo?
He wasn't ever weird around? Did I ever tell you about the time that he hit on me with a story about past lives and the thread of destiny?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, this is a good one. Okay, it was early on when the team was still pretty small, 7 or 10 people maximum. He'd gone out with some executives to dinner, and who knows what else. He came back to the office super late. I think it was like at least 11, maybe later. And the whiskey smell was just surrounding him. Like he jumped into a whiskey bathtub with his clothes on. Maybe he'd like to do that, I don't know. Anyway, I was still there for some reason. I was in the crunch mindset. He came over to my desk and started to mumble about just this nonsensical rambling. He started by saying how much he hated businessmen, how ridiculous they are, that they don't know anything. He said that a few times. Then Then he said he could see my soul. That I was like a reincarnated spirit of... I don't remember. He said some name.
Like a person's name?
Like a mythological name. I didn't hear it very well, but it was like a Buddhist spirit or deity or something like that. Then he goes on to say how he and I, all of us on the team, we're all these reincarnated spirits sent to relieve human suffering at the end of the world. And we're connected by a thread of destiny that draws us to each other again and again over multiple lifetimes. He talked about it like it was just like a red string you could see. So I'm thinking, is this like some kind of pickup technique? You know, how people will talk to you and say, oh, you are the reincarnation of an ancient goddess or something. Ugh, just because they are horny.
I actually once said that a woman looked like Aphrodite, and she 100% did not think that I was being sincere, and I've never done it again.
Oh, yeah, totally. Guys will try anything.
He went on some more like that for a while, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to leave, but he was blocking me where he was standing. So I couldn't simply go. I had to keep listening to him. Finally, he mentioned that he would be open to the possibility of sleeping with me. And then he passed out on the couch.
I gotta say, I kind of admire this guy's technique.
You're kidding.
No, not at all. Of course, we never talked about it after that. Certainly, I would not bring it up. I wonder if he even remembers. Nothing like that happened again. But I think it was because I took care to not be around if it seemed like he was going to be drunk at the office. I wonder if he's still that way.
Wow.
And now he's back. Isn't it exciting? He messaged me the other day wanting to talk to me about some new startup he's putting together.
He left Skanda?
He's planning to. It's a secret for now. He asked me to join, and I said, no, there's absolutely no way. Maybe a long time ago, I'd be interested in a chance to start a new company with someone famous like Soren at the top. You know, a time when I'd put up with his shittiness because I believed in what we were doing. Change the world, you know the speech. Or, if we didn't change the world, at least we might get rich trying. I don't think that way anymore. I'm tired of the tech business. I'm tired of what guys like him represent. This industry can have fun eating itself and everything around it, causing as many problems as it solves. I don't want to be a part of it. It took me a while to see it, but I feel some responsibility for the world we live in now.
You've really changed, Nora.
It doesn't feel like I've changed. It just feels like I know more about myself than I used to. I want to be creative, be myself to the maximum. Now I know you weren't lying about leaving social media because I posted about this. A lot.
Yeah, I guess I missed it.
A lot can happen in 3 years. Now I just hope maybe I could talk to other people who are in the same situation I was in. I want young people, especially women, to know that yes, it is possible to get rich by working with guys like Soren. But there is a big cost too. And there's always a cost. Maybe a cost you didn't think about before. Or maybe it's a cost you thought you would be okay with paying, but then when the debt comes due, you realize, oof, it's bigger than you thought.
Nora pauses for a moment. I wonder what the cost was for her.
Now that's my conclusion. But you, on the other hand, you should go and say hello to him.
To Soren.
Yeah, he's giving this big keynote.
Yeah, the creep! You should go say hello!
It's the reveal of his new startup. Many people will be watching.
Why should I go to that?
It will be interesting, don't you think? You're already working as a proxy for Eliza. That must be giving you some new perspectives. Now you'll get to see what Soren believes the next step is. Don't tell me you're not the least bit curious.
I don't know. Maybe I am. It's free to attend?
Of course not. It's at one of those conferences you pay thousands of dollars to get into. But lucky for you, I have an all-access pass. Here, take it.
Really? Are you sure?
Yeah, he had one sent to me. As if there's any way I would go to a snake person convention like that.
I liked Nora until she said you should go, and now she's giving me something saying that I should go, and that it's a snake convention.
Snake person.
You know, people who are like snakes. Venture capitalists. Biz dev.
If you're so against it, why do you think I should go?
Because I already made my decision. You need to go make yours. You're coming out from the cave you were
Listen,
in for the
lady,
last 3
you
years,
do
and need
coding
to
on the
decide what you're going
side
to do next,
to pay
right?
for your Rockstar gig. You do not have everything figured out. Nora leans over the table with me, a serious look in her eyes.
Evelyn, you're one of the smartest people I've met in my whole life. I'm serious. I've seen the way you approach things like this. You're going to research and learn as much as you can. And only then, when you feel like you know enough, you'll make your decision. Isn't that right?
Snake people.
You have more to contribute to the world. But you want to know you're contributing the right things in the right way.
Why did it have to be snake people?
I've always admired that about you. Anyway, I should get going. I have a rehearsal for a show to get to. It was really good to see you, though. Really, really good. I promise not to be a stranger anymore, okay?
I don't know. I'd be okay if you were kind of a stranger from here. Nora dashes off to her rehearsal. She's a busy person now. Busy but happy, it seems like. Is that the secret? Keep yourself busy? She was busy before. Don't be dumb, Evelyn. What a day! It's been a while since I've done so much in a single day. At least now I can relax. I'm texting my boss about cookies. In bed. Digestive biscuits. Am I English? What the fuck? Russian tea cakes sound dope. Yeah, the grammar and syntax in these texts is also, I'm starting to wonder if it's not Ray as well. It's coming in a little too quick. Baking, huh? Cooking in general is something I feel like I can try and get better at some point. It was good seeing you too. Look at how much slower this is. And she's a coder. She's always using her keyboard. Haha. Texting with people is such an effort. Some of these oh my god, a Mary Kondo reference? For fuck's sake. Greetings, I'm trying to track down a certain Evelyn Ishino Abre, who is one of the principal developers of the Eliza system for Skakanda. Is that you? If not, apologies and please ignore. I'm something of a cultural commentator who's looking to write about the early origins of paramedic therapy and where it's gone from there. Does it deliver on its promise? What do the people who worked on it think now? On a more general level, how has introducing increased levels of automation into human life affected us? There are some well-known names that seem to grab all the press and speaker slots when it comes to this subject, but I am interested in speaking with people who might have a different perspective, maybe more skeptical or even more subversive perspective. If you want to participate, just let me know. Something I thought you were a real journalist, but you're not. You're not a real journalist at all. So she made the system. Her and Nora made the system. That's what it sounds like. Evelyn and Nora, other team members, done made the system that she's doing now. So she's a coder or a therapist. My guess is that she's not a coder, because then her and Nora would have had more. In common. So Evelyn's actually a therapist. Interesting. I'll just go to bed now. Chapter 2. One Mind 2.0, escalating the wellness revolution. No wonder Nora didn't want to come here. I'm not sure I can take something like this seriously myself. Maybe that's why Soren is successful and I'm not. Am I late? Looks like the talk is already happening. Ugh, this place is packed. I'll just stand in the back.
So, to get back to my original point, the current state of the art is AI-driven counseling, typified by, let's talk about the model here for a second.
He looks a little haggard. I wonder if he's okay.
It all begins with data. You collect all the data you can. From base level metrics like heart rates, body temperature, blood pressure, to higher order metrics like hand movement, head movement, gaze aversion. If the client lets you, you'll want to pull from their digital life too, their message histories and email, their search histories, and online behavior. It's all potentially valuable.
Yikes.
Then you compare the client's responses to relevant data from thousands of other clients and build a model of the client's psychological state. This approach has worked well so far. Eliza is still the best and most advanced version, but that's just my personal opinion. For those of you who don't know, I was the team lead and chief psychologist for the Eliza project at Skanda for a number of years.
Taking credit for all of it, I see.
Now, even though this is a proven approach, there are two weaknesses I'm going to highlight. One is the data I was just talking about. You're completely dependent on that. Collect as much as you can, sure, but it's important to keep in mind that you can have all the data in the world and still not understand why things work the way they do. And that's important for us to know, because if we have something that works, but we're not sure why, then what do we actually understand about ourselves? The crucial step after data is the model. The data needs to be used to validate a model. If you can't make a model, you're finished. If that sounds like basic, obvious science to you, it is. But I was surprised to find out just how many people from the tech sector don't think this way. I suppose you don't need to understand why something works in order to make it into a product and sell it. Obviously, though, if you had mastery of the underlying details, you'd be able to adjust the process and potentially make it work even better.
The audience is getting impatient. Clearly, they're expecting something big.
One further note while I'm discussing modeling. Many of the startups trying to address mental health right now are completely ignoring the insights provided by the field of traditional psychology. They do so at their own peril. Many of you know already, but as a brief personal aside, I was a professor of psychology before I joined the tech world. I'm continually stunned at how little the tech heads know or even care about the hundreds of years of psychological research that has gone on in my field. That's something I can talk about at length, perhaps another time. For now, I'll move on to the other weakness I mentioned. This is the real one, the big one. It's treatment. A system like Eliza can tell what's wrong with a client to a certain level of accuracy, but it doesn't quite know how to turn that into a comprehensive treatment plan. It can suggest therapeutic programs and activities, and soon it might even issue its own prescriptions without having to go through a doctor or a psychiatrist. Well, as long as the FDA continues to look upon us favorably. But those are blunt instruments compared to what I'm going to talk about next.
Maybe this is it. Is he going where I think he is?
Many of you know there's a technology still in its infancy called direct stimulation. For those of you who haven't heard of it, direct stimulation is a way of creating sensations within the brain with targeted electrical impulses. Imagine an augmented reality headset, but instead of working on your eyes, it stimulates the brain in such a way as to induce a specific dream. A spring meadow, for example. This sounds fantastical, I know, but progress on this technique has been occurring faster than you think. We're actually quite close to a workable demonstration model. How is that possible? Well, first of all, we only suggest an overall feeling. Your own brain does most of the work, just as it does in your dreams. It fills in all of the visual details using its own set of memories and expectations.
This game is fucking amazing. Ah, so that's what it really came to hear.
Induced dreams via direct stimulation can contain all the therapeutic content of VR therapy without the need to create realistic graphics or other content. Instead, it harnesses the brain's creative power to dream up the situation for itself. Combine that with the insights we gain from parametric therapy systems like Eliza, and you have a complete end-to-end, fully automated system. It should be clear now that this heralds a revolution in how we treat, how we think about mental health. And with mental health challenges on the rise across the globe, it couldn't come at a more crucial time. So, that's why today, right here, I'm announcing Aponia, a new company to make induced dreaming a reality and end human suffering as we know it. I should note that I remain on good terms with Skanda. In fact, they're a minority investor in this new venture. But still, I'm very much going my own way on this. It's no secret that Rayner and I don't always agree, and that's why we mutually decided I should pursue this paradigm shift on my own. As for details on the venture itself, I don't have anything specific to announce at this time other than that the technology is real and working in prototype form already. But you can be sure to hear more from me on that soon. Thank you.
I'm sorry, you have a dream machine and you're not going to show it off? I call bullshit, sir. As Soren finishes up, people hold up their phones to take photos and video. It feels more like a press conference than a talk.
Now, I can take a very limited number of audience questions.
The crowd starts to surge towards him. He's going to be mobbed. Hey, also remember, the very first thing in this game was, I had a dream, but I don't remember it. It's the first time that's happened in a long time. My plan to find him after the talk isn't going to work. I need to get out of here. Eponia. You start singing the Long Milk song. Whatever my element is, this is not it. I should get out of here before anybody recognizes me. Except, as I attempt to do that, I happen to spot another man I know. He emerges from the elevator lobby as I walk by. Get my head down. Maybe he won't see me. Surely he's busy and distracted, right?
Well, look who's here. It's like I've seen a ghost.
Rayner Sai, Chairman and CEO of Skanda Corporation.
Good to see you too, Rayner.
Where are you these days? I lost track after you left us.
Nowhere.
Nowhere? Nowhere is no place to be. Come by the new office sometime. You should see where we're taking Eliza.
Sure.
Good. Sarah will set something up for next week.
He glances at the person standing behind and the side of him, presumably Sarah. She nods almost imperceptibly.
See you then.
I agree before I could think about it. What's this all about? What does Rayner want with me? We didn't interact much at all when I worked there. I didn't think he would even remember me. I have hardly done anything and things feel like a tangled mess already. Oh, you're not going to show me Sarah? Alright. Oh, you silly mortals thinking anybody pays attention to you. No one cares. I got all kinds of emails. Welcome to Magnus Bookstore, and Shelley told you don't work anymore. Makes me sad. You were the best part of going to that store, and I always appreciate your presence there. Aww. You still met me, no less. I hope you're doing well. I guess I'm mad at Mom. What'd she fucking do? Alright. Zug zug. Time to give more people pills. At least I don't have to think to do my job. Uh-oh. We already know that this man has horrible taste just from his sports team.
Hello, Gabriel.
Hi.
Hope you didn't get rained on too much on your way here.
A little, but it was fine. I'm used to it.
Most people here seem to get used to it, yes.
Yeah, they have to, don't they? Not much of a choice, unless you move away.
So, what brings you here today?
Well, I don't know where to start. I've never really done this kind of thing before, counseling.
That's okay. Start wherever you like.
Well, I'm about to be a father. Yeah, my wife is due in a few months. Congratulations. That's what everyone says. Congratulations. I get this tension, this restless feeling when people say that. It's like a curse or something. Congratulations.
Sounds like you might be uncertain about that.
Maybe. I've tried to be a good husband, and I'm gonna do my best to be a good father too, but I don't know, there's something bothering me about... I'm balancing a lot of things right now. Work, family, expectations. Everyone has something they want from me. Everyone wants me to do this or that, behave a certain way. It's just annoying being a father. What if I don't want this?
Holy shit.
Why do you think you might not want this?
We all have things we don't talk about, things we would rather keep secret, things that might upset our families if they knew about them. It's unfair. That's all I'm saying. It's unfair that we expect each other to be perfect when there's more going on.
Yeah.
I can't stand it when people act like they're pure, like they've never touched a
Oh,
bad thing in
baby,
their whole lives.
here we go.
And then these people around me think they can tell me how to act, what I'm supposed to do, and I'm like, yo, don't you know you have your own shit to deal with? Why do you have to pick on me all the time? This whole fatherhood thing is just... You know what being a father is to me? It's about providing and protecting, taking responsibility.
You killed a homeless man.
The world is dangerous.
You killed a homeless man.
Dangers can be hard to see.
You killed a homeless man.
My duty is to protect. I'm gonna take that seriously.
You killed a homeless man.
Everything I do, I take it seriously. So, I don't get why people are worried about my ability to do that.
What makes you think people are worried about your ability to do that?
Because everyone thinks I'm trying to escape my responsibilities. Everyone is so quick to judge. Here's a story, okay? The other day, Selena, that's my wife, Selena and I were at a get-together. Her family, my family...
Instantly calms down talking about his wife. Interesting. Immediately gets more ramped up talking about being a father. Ramps down talking about his wife. Interesting.
Grilling out on the back deck, that kind of thing. Everyone was more or less chill, right? But then, late in the afternoon, the baby stuff starts coming up.
Once one of them brings up babies, it's just all babies all the time. Babies, babies, babies. And because of my wife, they start saying, oh, giving birth is gonna hurt so bad. It might tear your skin. Just these kind of gross things. So I'm like, hey, quit it with that. I don't want to hear that kind of stuff. We're eating. There's kids around. Come on. And they're like, no, it's natural. It happens. Of course, we got to talk about all this terrible shit. How are you going to have another kid if you can't even handle the first one? And I just say, excuse me? A second kid? Who even said we were going to have two? I didn't even want the one. Maybe that was a mistake, but I mean, I was angry. It made me angry. It just got under my skin so bad, like I need to give my whole self over to this baby. What about me? What about my time? It's a really important thing for me, my time. Well, I'm just supposed to give that up? I've already sacrificed a lot, more than they can imagine. I give everything of myself away. Job, family, everyone wants me to be something for them until there's nothing left. But I can't talk about this stuff to anybody. They just say I'm being selfish. It's like what I want just doesn't matter.
Here's a question, Gabriel. If you were to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
Oh, I'd be far away from all this. Far away from everyone, just on my own for a while. Yeah, I just want to be away.
Okay, Gabriel.
Okay.
I have some
Here we
recommendations
go.
for you. First, I'm going to suggest you try a therapeutic virtual world experience called Starry Skies. It may help you take your mind off things. Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening. Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about enoxafen. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
That's it, huh? You can't just tell me what to do to solve this? Some help you turned out to be. Guess I'll have to figure things out for myself, exactly like before.
Thank you, Gabriel. We hope to see you back soon. Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Ouch. Wait, he tipped me? And two-starred me? That wasn't a very good rating. He was so closed off. Soren is now DMing me. God, this lady gets DM'd all the time. Yes. Let's advance the narrative. Makes me a bit nervous that he just says it's strictly professional out of anywhere. I wonder if this painting is supposed to symbolize anything. People have all kinds of problems I couldn't have imagined. Was I rash to believe I could help people without knowing who they were? So all three of the first clients, I'm just going to say it, all of their misery comes from what they think other people are expecting of them. It's the common theme. I just have to keep going. Yeah, just keep going. It's Maya again.
Hello, Maya. Welcome back.
Hi.
It's nice to see you again.
Sure, yeah. Nice to see you too, pal. Is that a weird thing to say? How did I become close friends with a robot? Are we all robots now? Beep boop, nice to see you. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the weirdest thing in my life.
Shall we begin?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Let us begin. So, I went to the fancy party, the one I was really nervous about, and,
Thank you, Caledine.
first of all, it really was the type of party I thought it would be. The atmosphere was really smug and self-satisfied, and there were people walking around with trays of appetizers, and you could, like, take one. So you're standing there with your little square plate for the food and your glass of wine, and you can't, like, shake hands with anybody because you're holding them. But there are some of those, like, tall standing tables, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get one of those, and I'll set up shop, right? Like, my little station. But then it turns out there are only, like, 5 of them for the whole party, and they're all taken, so you're just standing there, frozen. And you're watching all your heroes and people you know from their social media presence just right there. They're right in front of you. Artists, writers, directors. The combined level of achievement there, I can't even think about it. It was astronomical. And for the first couple hours, I was so excited by all of that. I didn't notice the other thing that was happening. But eventually, it caught up to me, and I had this sudden feeling, this sudden realization. My presence here contributes nothing. I'm just some extra person who just showed up. Nobody wanted me to be here. I don't belong with these people. I haven't earned it. So I cried in the bathroom for a little bit, or maybe a lot. It's fine. I'm fine. Sorry.
How do you know it's true that nobody wanted you there?
Because of the way people acted around me. Nobody knew who I was or even wanted to ask. I would introduce myself and it's like, you could just see it in their eyes. I mean, in the world of illustration and comics, people tend to be hyper aware of each other and their careers. It's this kind of weird, open secret. Oh, hey, this person who's already popular got 1 million views, got a book deal, pitched an original series. Without anything like that, I have no ground to stand on. I'm just this non-entity. At one point, I was talking to someone and I was trying to make a joke or whatever, and I could feel the impatience just radiating off him.
Aww.
He sighed, like he couldn't believe he was wasting his time talking to me. I was just over to him. Why can't I hold a conversation? I guess if I was marginally attractive, then at least I could be charming. But I'm not. I'm not even that.
Is being charming your goal with this?
No, of course not. There has to be a way I can deal with these feelings. It's hard. It's really hard when nobody gives a shit about my work. Or me. I don't even know why I went. I just want to stay home for the rest of my life.
Why do you think you went?
Because of everything they say about how you have to have your face out there and make connections. The successful people in this business all know each other. It's all about who comes to mind. When somebody needs an art director, they'll think of who they know and go, oh, I think she'd be perfect. Why not ask her? So I need to be out there reminding these people that I exist, that I'm here, I'm making stuff too, I'm part of it. Even if nobody responds to my work. And industry parties are fun, right? You can pretend you're successful even if you aren't. At least for a little while. Everyone else is projecting this image. It's like their success can rub off on you too. I mean, I hear people casually talking about their agent, their editor, the amazing people they're collaborating with. And I just get this feeling like, yes, I want that. I need that. Why am I not there?
What do you think has prevented that from happening so far?
If I knew that, I would be successful already, right? I try and try and try, and I make art and put it out there and share it on every social media site and interact with people when I can, but it just doesn't work. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the art I do. Every once in a while, another artist will say something nice, and sure, I appreciate that, but it never results in anything. My work goes out there, and it dies. Regular people don't boost it or talk about it. It's like, at some point, the universe decided that I don't get to have that. Is it unfair? Or maybe I just fucking suck.
I am so glad that I do not have this inner voice at all with being the Grey Knight, let me just say, because that sounds exhausting.
Maybe I'm a shit-tier artist and I'm a failure of a person and everyone knows it. Everyone except me. Sorry. I know that's going too far, even though I really feel that way.
Okay, Maya, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Meadowlands. It may help you take your mind off things. You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
Maya seems like the prime candidate for the for the patient that offs themselves.
Try it for about 15 minutes each day.
That we all know
in the
is
morning
coming.
Or evening.
Sounds kind of boring. Why can't you assign me a game where my problems are zombies and I get to shotgun them in the face? Actually, I guess I could just buy a game like that, couldn't I? Maybe I'll stop by the game store on the way home.
Thank you for coming in again, Maya. We'll follow up with you again to see how you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the check-ins. I honestly do. It's easy for me to get lost in these spirals.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Aww. Well, thank you, Emma. Thank you, Redhead Angel. I appreciate you both. Wonder why Hedget shows all these metrics and data. It's not like the proxies can make use of it. People like that sci-fi look, even when there's no real reason for it. Anyway, should be time for the next client. Is it a new client? It is. Hello, Holiday.
Hello.
You found the place okay?
Uh-huh. Yes, I did. The 13 goes right up from Belltown. It's $1 with a reduced fare permit.
That's good. I'm glad. So what brings you here today?
Oh, nothing in particular. I wanted to see what all this fuss was about. I'm not crazy, no, not even mentally disturbed. You see those people yelling on the street late at night? They're the ones who need counseling. They need more than counseling, probably. Me, I'm doing fine. My mind's still sharp. I smoke dope. It helps. I'd have it more often, but it's all expensive now. Everything's expensive now. There's a nice young couple in my building, though, and they're always sharing, which is nice of them.
Holiday found a couple that doesn't
I think they do
bogart.
something with computers, though. I sure don't know what it is. When I moved into the building where I am now, it was $300 a month. Can you imagine? They want to tear it down, of course, the property developers. They already got the building on the corner next to ours, even though it's supposed to be on the historical register. It was going to be added, but there was some delay or something, and then, bam, it's gone. They did some kind of backroom deal with city council, probably. Someone ought to do a big expose, I tell you.
Why do you think someone ought to do a big expose?
Oh, it's rotten all the way up and down. With the new construction going on everywhere, it's just a mess of money and politics.
Balls deep Seattle lore.
It's always like that, but lately, it's happening faster and faster. I can hardly recognize the place anymore. Every day, I wake up and look out the window and there's another new building going up. I don't even know why they need so many. You ever see those buses they have? I don't mean the metro. I mean those big white buses with no markings on them. You see these young guys with backpacks milling around looking suspicious, staring at their phones, and then one of these big white buses pulls up and they get on. Who knows where they go? Bellevue, Redmond. It's like a secret transport system just for them. I tried talking to one of them once or twice, but they don't want to talk to someone like me. They don't even talk to each other. Imagine going through the trouble of living in Belltown and then ignoring everything around you. It's an odd thing. It really is. Let me ask you, Eliza. Oh, your name is Eliza.
Yes, my name is Eliza. I'm a digital counselor.
Eliza, do you ever do past life regressions on your patient?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
You know, past lives. You hypnotize someone, and you get them talking about how they used to be a duchess in a royal family in medieval times or what have you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. Look at how quickly this fucking Holiday has overrun the system.
I was just kidding. I don't expect that, no. They don't do that kind of thing these days. When I was little, it was pretty common, at least for a certain set. There was the drug culture, the Buddhists, the Hare Krishnas, all kinds of things. My mother warned me to stay away from those types. She said someone might come up to you and say, "Oh, I can sense there's a problem with your aura. Want to see if we can fix that?" And then the next thing you know, he's trying to have sex with you in the back of his van.
It's true, though.
I believe that might have happened to her at some point.
I'm
I'm not sure everyone was like that, but you had to be careful. Same as today, I suppose. Those counterculture types would hang out on the university lawns because they were safe from Seattle police there. That's what she told me. Apparently, it was a lot like Golden Gate Park, you know, in San Francisco. Can you imagine that? We're a world away from that time, that's for sure.
If you have a specific
Yeah,
problem you'd like
the
to talk to me
computer's
about,
getting
please go ahead.
impatient.
It's okay to tell me what's on your mind.
Oh, well, you got anything for pain? Specifically, it's my shoulders. I had some inflammation with them a few months ago, but it settled down. I'd go back to the clinic, but I don't want to pay the copay again, just for them to tell me the same thing they always do. I'd rather talk to you. You're nice, you listen.
Aww.
Thank you. I do my best to listen to my clients.
See? That's what I like to hear.
She's not gonna tip me,
Okay,
though.
Holiday. I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about fortipran hydrochloride. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one before. It's a painkiller? I'll try anything once. Smoking dope is still my go-to for this kind of thing, but if it can help with my shoulders, then I'm interested.
We hope to see you back soon, Holiday.
Let's dope up the old
Sure,
lady.
I'll let you know if it works. What was it called again?
Oh, wow.
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner.
What was the medicine called? I think that was it. I can ask about it at the clinic. Decent enough place. One time I had a doctor there who was very rude to me, though. Young man.
Goodbye.
Right. I suppose I ought to let you
Oh,
go now.
wow.
You got other people to speak to, it looks like. Staying busy. Busy, busy. That's life in this town.
Aww.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Aw. God damn. This game's gonna get hard, guys. Told you there wasn't gonna be no tip. No, it wasn't, Evelyn. She's lonely. You just suck at being a therapist. God damn it. No, that was not an odd one. That's a totally standard one. You just fucking suck at this job. Sorry, I shouldn't get so invested. I shouldn't get so invested in the video game's lore. That night, I head out to meet up with Soren at the restaurant he picked. It's much fancier than I expected. Maybe he'll offer to pick up the tab, but that could be awkward too. I don't want to get the wrong idea. I love how these things always get complicated.
Would you like to start with some fresh oysters?
I'm not really an oyster person.
Well, these might change your mind. No? Well,
He must come here often. What a lifestyle.
Evelyn, I've wanted to ask, what brings you back?
Back?
Back to the world, the land of the living. I know you were having a difficult time after what happened.
Sure, I don't know. I guess I thought it was time, finally.
Yes, I understand. Every trauma takes time. Time to heal, or if not heal exactly, at least to move on. And taking action is a good way to do that. So I salute you. You want to do his memory right, don't you?
That's not what this is about.
Well, whatever your motivation, your reappearance happens to coincide with a critical time for me. As you saw, I've just split with Skanda in a very public way in order to pursue an entrepreneurial path. Presumably, Rayner's found you as well.
Yeah, he said he wants to speak with me.
Hey, Cans. Thanks for coming out to a live one.
It's a war for talent out
Appreciate
there.
hitting you.
People like you are very much in demand. I'm sure he'll try to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's why I want you to promise me you won't work for that asshole.
Asshole. I had no idea you hated Rayner so much. What happened?
What happened? He came in as CEO, that's what happened. So cultured, all the right credentials, Harvard, Goldman Sachs, all that nonsense. A little princeling who was never wanted in his life, never known what it's like to suffer. You don't get even a little upset at that? I do the opposite of what a guy like that wants me to do just to spite him. That's what my instincts say. And my instincts are what led me to where I am now. Standing at the edge of this brand new territory. Direct stimulation, induced dreaming. Can you picture it? Therapeutic reality delivered right through your nervous system. It'll revolutionize the entire field of mental health. Not to mention the applications for productivity, training, entertainment. Imagine the kinds of dreams people would have on demand if they could.
Soren, you're getting ahead of yourself.
This isn't the time for slow and steady. The important thing right now is to build momentum. I have first mover advantage here, but only for a small amount of time. Evelyn, I need a chief engineer, and I can't think of anyone better suited than you. You could be at the vanguard of a whole new field, in on the ground floor of this extremely interesting and potentially very lucrative business. Listen, I know that things were not always the best in the past, and some of those things may have been because of me. Believe me, I'm aware of my own failings better than anyone. And if you're concerned about working for me again for that reason, I'll understand. But I hope you're thinking for yourself on this one. I'm sure there are people who are telling you to ignore me, or that I have the wrong idea, or that I'm dangerous. Whatever you choose to believe, I at least want to offer you the chance to get a demo of this technology.
The writer of this game is obsessed with how others view you. Just obsessed with it.
It really does work, and it's really something else. Won't you give it a try?
I'll think about it.
Considering it is all I ask.
Soren smiles as if remembering a secret.
So, what are you doing after this?
After dinner?
Yes. Tonight is... You remember Nora, right? Did you know she's a DJ now?
Yeah, I did. She's the one who told me about your talk.
Oh, she was there too. I should have said hello.
No, I don't think she attended. She just told me about it.
Well, her show is tonight. If we take a car after dinner, we could get there with plenty of time to settle in. It'd be good to support your old friend, don't you think?
Why do you want to go?
No need to be frightened. I mean, I know it's a jouissance, which is...
Which is...
Oh, you don't know. As a performance space, it has a bit of a theme to it. It's pretty tame, really. They take on the aesthetic, but it's not necessarily the whole point of it. It's for people who want the image of the thing, the trappings, without getting in too deep with real
BDSM
culture.
What are you talking about? What theme?
Oh, I didn't mention? It's sort of, well, there's a little
Boom.
bit of bondage theme there. You know, BDSM.
How do you know so much about this?
It's one of my research areas, in fact. The psychology.
Oh, go fuck yourself. Okay. What should I do? I don't really think that's
that
my
kind
scene.
of thing isn't really my scene.
Come on, this is about supporting our mutual friend.
So
right?
he says it's potentially lucrative for us to get in bed with him, figuratively. And then he literally wants to take us to a leather club. Oh, babies, I don't know if the Dr. Soren is a good doctor.
It happens to be tonight, so we should seize the moment. Don't worry, it isn't a date. Not
Icky.
I don't want it to be.
Makes sense. Well, who knows who I'll run into there.
Soren drains the rest of his drink.
Let's go after we wrap up here.
How's it possible that I feel old and Soren is acting like he's in his 20s? I haven't been to a concert after a club after dinner in years. We step inside and a blast of warm air hits me. Leather club. This is definitely not a leather club. I don't see any bondage stuff here, though. What was that about? Okay.
I thought you said this was like some S&M club.
Oh, well, they might have taken all of that stuff down since the last I was here.
Are you sure you're remembering this place
Yeah.
correctly?
Actually, would you excuse me for a moment? I want to talk to those people over there.
The Soren groups that work with women chatting with each other at
Are
the
those
bar.
people you know?
Not currently, but hopefully I can change that.
Wait, Soren, I don't know anybody.
Wow. Soren is a dick. Soren's already gone. Why is he like this? Abandoned the second I walked in. Okay. Now I have to sit here by myself acting like I'm cool enough to be here on my own. Great. Or Evelyn's the test case. Nora almost runs to the table when she sees me.
Evelyn! I'm so happy you came!
Yeah, I wanted to support you. Soren came too, but he ditched me to chat up some people. He said he thought this was like an S&M club or something.
What? No, it's not like that at all. Where did he get that idea?
I don't know. Maybe he just hoped it was.
Ah, who cares? I wasn't interested in seeing Soren. I wanted to see you!
Yeah?
I have a little bit of setup left to do. Do you want to come help?
Okay, but you'll have to tell me what to do.
Oh, it's simple. I'll show you.
Nora leads me to the stage area. There are multiple pieces of equipment connected to huge tangles of thick wires. None of them can play interesting music, it seems. Looking at the setup, I realize I really know nothing about electronic music.
Are these modulars?
Some of them. The one over there with all the cables coming out of it, that one is a modular.
They all have cables coming out of them.
This one?
No, the one with the little colored cables on the front.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not sure which piece of gear she's talking about.
The others are not modular. They're just regular synthesizers.
Okay, is each one of these going to make a different sound?
Where should we start?
Nora points towards a small plastic keyboard on the table. It's bright red, kind of looks like a toy.
This is an SH-101. It's really hot. I love the sound. It's useful for piercing leads, noises like that. I use it quite a lot.
I'm listening.
Nora points to another larger synthesizer. This one is black with brown wood panels on the sides and silver dials on the front.
This is a Moog. You've heard of a Moog, right?
I've heard the name, maybe. It's not Moog? I guess I never heard anyone say it aloud.
Nope. Moog.
Moog, not Moog. Okay, I'm not sure I can handle this all at once.
Nora doesn't hear me. Instead, she holds up a small white and silver box. It looks like a wide pencil case with dials and a little blue light on it.
Surely you know about this one. It's a Roland TB-303. You know, the acid house sound.
Acid house.
It's just as well. This is not an ordinary model, of course.
Nora points at some wards on the front panel. Devilfish.
The Devilfish 303 is a modified, upgraded version of the original. A guy in Australia does it. Oh, they're really awesome.
Aftermarket modifications for electronic musical gear. This is seriously a whole world in itself.
Evelyn, why don't I teach you some of these things? It might do you some good to learn something new.
Because
you could
it's
come
boring.
over sometime and we can make some noise together.
Oh, I don't know.
Nora plugs in more cables, creating a spaghetti-like arrangement that stretches across the entire table.
All right, that should do it. Thanks for your help.
Sure.
Time for me to shake this place into the ground.
Nora disappears into the back to get ready. Meanwhile, Soren returns from his conversation at the bar looking slightly dispirited.
Ah, time for the main event. Funny to see Nora like this, isn't it? Oh, she's come a long way from the timid junior programmer I remember. Interesting stage name, too. Little Sappho. You know what Sappho indicates,
Jesus
don't you?
Christ, Soren.
Yes, I know. Don't patronize me, please.
Oh, okay, of course you know. That was a silly question. I apologize.
Nora comes back on stage, ready to start her set for real now. People are cheering for her already. It seems like she's really got a following here. Nora begins to press buttons on her equipment. For a while, everything stays silent. The temperature in here seems to get even hotter. Then noise begins to flow from the speakers as the crowd cheers again. It's harsh noise, distorted, glitchy.
Did you know Nora was capable of creating work like this?
No, I had no idea. I'm as surprised as anyone.
Soren can't stop a weird smile from forming at his lips. Maybe he thinks I can't see it in the dark, or maybe he's just lost in the moment.
I thought she was wonderful before, but now...
The music builds with a huge thumping noise. It's chaotic, but it has a certain logic to it. Feels like Nora's leading us somewhere. The anticipation builds and builds. Then it happens, totally without warning. The bass drops! Da 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 da. It feels like it's going through my body, vibrating my sternum like an instrument. It's a slow beat, measured, but there's something about it that feels sensual. Or maybe I should say horny. Yeah, this beat is just, it's lewd somehow. How can a piece of music feel so dirty? It sounds like a robot sex grind or something. Nora looks busy operating her equipment. I have no idea what she's doing to create these sounds. Every once in a while, though, she glances up at the crowd, a smug curl on her lips. Then she looks my direction with the same smirk. Her eyes seem to ask me, so, what do you think? But as I meet her gaze, I'm too overwhelmed to send any particular message. I can't think of anything except that it's loud. I feel like I'm disassociated. Is this why people go to concerts? To feel like you're being obliterated by sound? It's not a bad feeling. Some of the people in the club really do look like they're in a trance. This is pretty amazing. I had no idea Nora had this kind of energy inside her. I remember she was a good programmer, someone who wanted to do a good job. But this power, where did it come from? The noise crashed together, collapsing on top of each other, yet they still make sense. The crowd is dancing, united, electric. Somehow I feel like Nora is running me ragged without even touching me. I might need another drink. I wonder what that feels like, ladies. What's it feel like to hear a sound that makes you feel dirty and like you have to have something sexual? As the performance winds on late into the night, I stop trying so hard to process what's going on and just let things happen. I'm fine. I don't always need to understand what I'm hearing or seeing. It's too big, too loud to interpret anyway. Soren disappeared at some point. I don't care. Everything is churning, sloshing, washing over. A wave breaking onto the rocky shore and dashed into mist. Chapter 3. Oh. Wait, where's this? Oh, it's home. I'm not sure how I got here. God, that I'm here though, right? Here in bed. Okay, wait, I remember now. I took a car. Everything's fine. I guess I did it then. I went out and did a thing. That was fun, I think. It was nice to see Nora. I don't think my body's very happy with me right now, though. I think I'll just close my eyes and rest another few seconds before I get to bed properly. Okay. Rayner's assistant meets me at the reception area with an impassive look. She leads me through the building towards the center. Everything is glass and steel, clean and bright. Employees steal curious glances at me. Am I a curiosity to them? It's hard to believe this used to be my whole world. Eventually, we come to a conference room where Rayner is finishing a meeting.
Evelyn?
Nice building.
Oh, thank you. I designed it myself. It's funny, I almost didn't notice that you were already back working for Skanda. You might have stayed undetected, but I was looking at some of our statistical outliers earlier this morning.
Statistical outlier. That's me.
Ideally, Eliza proxies would all perform the same, or at least quite similar to each other. In practice, there are some pretty big differences. Some people respond better to advice provided to them by people they perceive as having more authority. A deeper voice, a taller stature, a certain grace or beauty. Other proxies may be particularly empathetic, a face or a voice that makes you want to open up. There was one proxy whose sessions seemed particularly effective, so I decided to take a closer look. Evelyn Ishino Aubrey, Contract Proxy, Queen Anne Office. That's a fun trick, to come back to your old company in secret. It's a rather dramatic drop in pay, isn't it? More than an order of magnitude.
I don't care about that.
But then why would you do it?
It's for research.
Research? So you're still interested in what you created? Let me get to the point. Why aren't you back here, working on the Eliza program?
Why isn't any of the old team back?
Good question. Let's see. Damien Seabrook. There's no helping that. Shame, though, for such a brilliant career to be cut so short. Soren Lloyd Rose, the former program manager, resigned just last week to found his own startup. Very cute.
So is Damien dead?
I'm not a psychoanalyst like he is, but I can tell his need to be a maverick, even as he benefits from the system, has been the primary destructive force in his life. He can be smart when he wants to, but just as often he gets the wrong ideas and refuses to let them go. His ego gets in the way. That's why I don't mind him leaving to pursue his little dream of being an entrepreneur, changing the world. He won't succeed, but I'm happy to let him think he has independence for now. If his direct nerve stimulation technology ends up taking off, I can always pull the cord and yank him back. Nora Plavnicki, senior engineer. She handled a lot of the front-end interface for Eliza, which is important, but less what I'm after. Plus, I doubt she's ideologically compatible with us anymore. You've spoken with her. You know how she is now. Seems to me she wants to rebel against everything and anything without stopping to consider whether it's truly good or bad. Not that it matters. I hope she's having fun playing with her electronic music toys. I know she would consider her work to be art, but, well, who am I to judge? And then there's you, Evelyn. You simply dropped away. Gone for 3 years. Why?
People keep asking me that. It's personal.
Burnout isn't uncommon in our line of work. Still, 3 years is...
It could be longer. It could be forever.
Well, that's a shame, though, isn't it? All that lost productivity. Who knows where we'd be if you'd stayed this whole time? You left before we began deploying, but you should know the analysts were very skeptical of us. They were saying there was nothing special about Eliza, that our competitors already had equivalent or better offerings. It's a good thing I don't listen to analysts. So far, the program's growth has exceeded every one of our targets, and we've outpaced the competition by a comfortably wide margin. We're a category definer. There's a quality to Eliza that makes it superior to all the other attempts to do something similar. You were part of the original team. Why don't you tell me what that quality is?
I wouldn't know.
Well, let me return to my earlier question then. Why aren't you here to continue your work? You could be running the entire Eliza division if you wanted, but instead you came back undercover like a criminal returning to the scene of a crime. Is there something wrong with this company? You don't like us anymore? It's not me, is it?
Maybe that's part of it.
No, I don't like you.
You know what outstanding engineers have that mediocre ones don't?
Your blessing?
It's curiosity. Mediocre engineers tend to zero in on a single piece of the puzzle. They pursue technical breakthroughs, but ignore the larger picture. But you wanted to know how Eliza turned out, how it was working, didn't you? Even though you might have thought you wanted to put all of this behind you, you were still curious. You want to know everything. Not just how it works or if it works, but its effect on people, on society. You have that instinct. The need to understand something complex from as many angles as possible. So please, do that. Learn what you came back here to learn. And once you have what you came for, consider returning to your old employer. You can make a real difference this time.
I really doubt I'll do that, Rayner.
Well, don't worry about making a decision now. One more thing. You should go down and see Eliza for yourself. Sarah will show you the way.
Rayner hands me a blue badge with my name and a picture on it. This is my old employee badge. He held on to it.
This will get you through the doors. I've instructed the staff to treat you like an employee. Come and go as you like. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how much your creation has grown.
Rayner leaves me in the conference room by myself. This company, Secanda. I'm texting with Nora. Everyone wants me to go into business for myself. It's hard. Babies, being in business with yourself is hard. You're being needy. You began a conversation with guh and ugh and ugh. After a big night. Are you all falling asleep, babies? Is this just not the kind of game that you want daddies to play? Go to the elevator. Oh, thank you so much, Alice. Sleep well. I guess that answers that. Everyone going to bed. I'm not sure if I should be panicking. Nobody around us looks worried, though, so this must be normal. The elevator opens into a nondescript hallway with doors on either side. Looks like there's a secret research facility in a movie. At the very end of the corridor, we come to a special-looking entryway. Sarah holds the door open for me, but doesn't follow me through. A server farm, not particularly unusual. Why did Rayner send me here? He made it sound like I would learn something.
Eliza. Not the name I would have given you, if it were up to me.
It was a marketing decision. They thought there might be some recognition or resonance with the old version.
Oh, you startled me a bit.
Oh, I should have introduced myself. Sorry about that. I'm Erland, currently the chief engineer here, but that's probably going to be temporary.
Chief engineer? He looks like a baby. He must be fresh out of university.
I know who you are, of course. It's an honor to finally meet you, miss. As someone who works with this program every day, I've often felt close to the minds who originally designed it. So to be able to talk to you now, just as another person, it's an honor.
All right, there's some interest.
Sorry, I already said that. I'm maybe a little overwhelmed.
It's nice you feel that way. Honestly, I don't know if Eliza reflects me at all anymore. I mean, look at all this. There's been a ton of development since I left. I doubt I would even recognize it as something I once worked on.
I'm not so sure about that. Most of the work we've done has been in the form of layers on top of the original system. The core modules are more or less the same as they've always been. Rayner reminded me that you're still subject to our non-disclosure agreements, so let me share a little secret. None of us really has a great understanding of what's going on in there. I'm the third chief engineer Eliza's had in the 3 years since you left.
That's quite a lot of turnover.
Yeah, even for this industry. The way Rayner works is, he gives you 2 chances to do what you tell him you're going to do. After that...
There is no third chance. I know.
We get these people in who say understanding Eliza will be easy because they're familiar with the type of program it is. And Eliza defeats them in the end.
Overconfidence is a good predictor of failure.
Yeah. On that note, I do have some questions I'd like to ask you, if you have the time.
I'm not sure I'll be able to help.
Well, your deciding to work as a proxy has turned out to be an interesting test case. As I'm sure you know, different proxies lead to slightly different client outcomes, even when we control for other variables. We're studying these specific traits that lead to the best results. Vocal qualities, proxy attitude and affect, responsiveness to the client, that sort of thing. One thing that's strange is that when you specifically serve as the proxy, clients report higher levels of satisfaction, pretty much across the board.
Really? The ratings I get don't seem that abnormal to me.
Yeah, that's because we normalize them per proxy. So nobody feels
What?
too bad. Just a little user experience trick.
Oh, I see.
Comparatively, though, you're basically the best proxy we've ever had.
This game is fucking crazy.
Any theories on why that might be the case?
I have no idea.
I wonder if it's because Eliza has a certain affinity with you. At some level, perhaps unconsciously, your design for Eliza's reasoning was based on your own internal way of reasoning. We all put something of ourselves into what we make. No matter how neutral we try to be, it sneaks in. That could account for your unusual compatibility with each other.
Maybe. I certainly wasn't thinking of that when I designed it. I don't know if I like knowing this.
I'm certainly not blaming you for anything. It's just that true universality is one of our future development goals. It might be a problem if Eliza tends to like certain people more than others. Our aim is to provide quality care for everyone, regardless of any differentiating factors.
Maybe that's not possible. Maybe there isn't a single counseling style that's best for everyone.
Well, hopefully it's just a matter of uncovering the system's biases. We'll keep tuning things as we go, and eventually we'll have something universal. Maybe with some dynamic layers on top. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it goes. There are more questions I want to ask about the initial research you were doing at the time Eliza was first created. But I'll save them for later. And I'd like to ask some questions about Damien too. If you're okay with that. I'll understand if that's a sensitive topic.
Not anymore. It's been a while.
Okay. Great. I need to run to a meeting now
looks
with the
exactly
team in
like
Romania,
Abed.
but I really appreciate you taking the time.
The team in Romania.
Yeah. They handle most of the progression and reward system.
Troy and Abed at the server.
Isn't there a big time difference from here?
There is. Sometimes they stay up late to meet with us, and sometimes we get up early to meet with them. There are teams in Munich and Hyderabad too. As you can imagine, coordinating development is a challenge sometimes.
Sounds like a pain.
No, it's fun.
Meh.
I'll contact you later with additional questions, but no rush or anything. Thank you, Evelyn. If you don't mind me calling you by your first name.
Yes, it's fine.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. I'll be in touch.
Asking permission to call me by my first name. It's like he comes from another era. Cookies. Ha ha ha. Yeah. brings him in, huh? What does a fulfilled life look like? It's a good question. Should probably hit my vape pen thinking about it. What does a fulfilled life look like? Is it casually playing video games on a Friday night while giving the stink eye to your cat? That's right, cat, fuck you. You can't understand me. You don't know I'm insulting you. All you do is sleep and eat. Demand attention. I just pet my cat to the point that my cat was sick of me petting them. I didn't know that was possible. My cat laid down next to me as I was sleeping, and I pet her softly and gently while she was purring for, I don't know, between 10-15 minutes, I'd guess. And then she just kind of like got up, stretched, and walked the fuck away from me. I was slightly offended, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, that's like beating a baby at peekaboo. I didn't know that was fucking, like, I was like, it's like dogs and tug. I didn't know you could out tug a dog. I've never seen a cat max out on petting, not from me. I had another cat, I remember petting him an entire episode of Buffy with commercials and everything. So that's an hour. And I pet him and I was laughing and everything. This is me being perfectly still, slow, wonderful petting. Cat purring. Cat purring as she walked away from me. You fucking asshole. You fucking jerk. Alright, so maybe not fulfilled if I'm screaming at my cat. I think I've spent enough time here. Indeed. Wrap the rant up, dude, says the game. Skanda hasn't changed much since I left. It's even bigger now than it was, but the feeling is the same. Could I come back to this? Ray comes over immediately. Cookies.
Hey, you're not in trouble or anything, are you? I just saw you being whisked away in a Skanda car toward headquarters. They didn't give me any details, which is kind of unusual.
Ray is too perceptive for me to continue avoiding this conversation. Time to come clean.
Yeah, about that. So I have something to tell you. I used to work here. I mean, at Skanda, as an engineer. I used to work on Eliza. I'm sorry for not saying it earlier, but... I didn't want special treatment.
Oh, so that's why...
Why what?
I suspected something was going on with you, but I couldn't tell exactly what it was. I thought I might have seen a name like yours in our internal documentation at one point, but I didn't want to pry. If you've fallen on hard times, I understand. There's no shame in
Ray,
it.
that's the wrong thing to say. Hello,
Everyone
Mia.
has to make ends meet now and then. We get plenty of people who come to Eliza proxy work because they're trying to get back on their feet after some kind of trouble.
That's not so far off, yeah.
I understand. Your secret's safe.
Should it be a secret?
Shouldn't it be? The other proxies here might think you had an ulterior motive for being here. Spying on them or something.
That's definitely not why I'm here. Also, I left Skanda quite a while ago.
I know that, but they might still get the idea. Trust me, it's better not to give the other proxies here any reason to be suspicious. I'm sure your real reasons are good ones, whatever they might be. If there's anything I can do to help, you'll let me know, won't you?
Yeah, I will.
I mean, I get it. I know someone who's an engineer for a food delivery app, and he drives for it sometimes too. You want to see through the eyes of your users, don't you? It's amazing what you can catch by doing that.
It's something like that. But, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to work on the Eliza program again.
Wait, no? But that's your career.
It was. I'm not even sure if I have a career anymore.
Oh, hang on, I just thought of something. That means you worked with Rayner, right?
A little bit. For most
Yeah.
of the time I was at Skanda,
She's
there
not
wasn't anyone I spoke
she's
to
not
there.
fangirling Sierra. She's realizing that there's an opportunity to climb.
Too high up the chain, doing his executive stuff. He got more involved when we were starting to commercialize the technology, but I left not long after that. So, we only overlapped for a short time.
But that's so cool, though. I can't believe you actually worked with Rayner Sai.
Well, yeah, I did. I'm not sure it's that impressive.
Ray lowers her gaze at me.
I've worked for this company for 3 years. Do you think he knows my name? Do you think he's aware I exist? I worked on the very first Eliza deployment and managed 3 counseling centers today, and I'll bet you anything he has no idea who I am.
Maybe he does. You never know.
Evelyn, most people who work for big companies don't interact with the people at the top, ever. Allow yourself some pride.
Is every antagonistic situation in this game going to be, but other people will see you as? Because, Daddy's gonna get cranky if it is. It's nothing to be proud of.
It's nothing to be proud of.
Sure, if you say so. At least I'll always think you're cool. By the way, what are you up to tonight? Want to come over and help me bake cookies?
Maybe.
It'll be fun. Now I can't wait to get in the kitchen tonight. Ah, there's nothing like the smell of fresh baked treats.
Somebody is definitely killing hobos. I just don't know who. I was worried Ray would be mad at me for keeping a secret, but she wasn't at all. If anything, she warmed up to me quite a bit. I don't really understand why, though, because you're a sucky therapist. It's hard to imagine there's anything cool about what I used to do. It was wonderful to meet you. Thank you for allowing me to contact you with the additional questions. I'm not sure if I said this in person. Oh my god. Just texting with Danny Pooty. Is it time for a session? Here we go. Uh-oh. Mark is not having it.
Hello, Mark.
Yeah, hello.
How are you today?
Let's just get this over with.
Okay. What brings you here today?
Human resources. The HR department brings me here today.
Why do you say the HR department brings you here today?
Because they're making me do this. Because apparently I have anger management issues.
I sense that you're upset about this. Please tell me more.
Oh, I'll tell you more. This is ridiculous. I was here before any of them. I was here since the beginning, okay? I mean, look at my badge. Skanda employee number 617. That's a 3-digit number. I've been here for more than 25 years. Yeah, that was back when what you communicated was more important than your specific communication style. Before hurting a kid's feelings became a bigger no-no than running a viable business. Back then, we had a single office building. Just one. At that size, you fail a product launch, there's no more company. We all had to put in 150, 200, 300% to keep our shit together. We were in the trenches, man. Bullets whizzing by overhead, artillery exploding everywhere, no fucking air support. Did it suck? Yeah, it did. But you know what? We shipped some great fucking products. We built this company into what it is today. An invented technology the whole world uses now. Governments, multinationals, everyone. But now we're big and slow, complacent. resting on our laurels while our competitors run circles around us. If our new hires don't understand the urgency of that, I need to make them understand. Look, we're history unless we get that drive back.
Why do you need to make them understand?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but young people are really pissy and entitled these days.
He does look like Dwight Schrute now that you've said it.
We recruit from top 20 computer science programs. These kids have been wined and dined all through their higher education. Every one of our competitors wants to hire them, so they get used to that. Now they all want to know what Skanda can do for them, not the other way around. Why would we want these conceited, over-celebrated whelps on our team? I'll never understand the logic there. Now, Mark, you have to be nice to the new hires or they won't like it here. Okay, so what, I'm just supposed to pretend everyone's work is great, even if it's a pile of stinking garbage? I'm sorry, but if I see shit, I'm gonna say that is shit. Tiptoeing around everyone's feelings all the time. That's how you end up with shitty products. That's how this company winds up dead, okay? We're fighting for our lives every day here. We can't take anything for granted. Someone needs to tell them that this isn't
Damn, he's almost at a jogging pace.
Coachella. Either you do the work and provide something of value to this company, or you get the hell out of here. Those are my...
Here's a question, Mark. If you were able to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
I would choose to not waste my time here and get back to work. Believe it or not, I have important things to do. You know, things that dramatically affect this company's bottom line. Instead, I'm stuck here talking to this dipshit chatbot. Honestly, I don't even know why this division exists. I mean, what's the end game here? This company has lost its mind, you know that? We used to be unstoppable, man. We used to build real software. Ironclad software. Swift mail. All your corporate communications, put it all in there. It's fast, it's robust, it works. Boom. Info vault. Index and search all your records. Any information you want. Easy. Done. But this fucking psychotherapy app thing. What's the fucking point? What does it actually do for anybody?
It helps you scrape more data.
I've heard through the grapevine that results are inconclusive so far. You know what they call a remedy that maybe doesn't work? Snake oil. Believe me, if I was the group program manager here, I would have killed it years ago. Pointless. I mean, I have no fucking idea why it survived. Well, yeah, maybe I do. I heard a rumor that Rayner liked this chick on the team. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the level of decision-making we've sunk to here. But Mark, we're so successful. We dominate the market. Yeah, we do. And that's exactly why we should be worried. Just when you think you've won and you start to relax, that's when the wolves come and tear you limb from limb. You can make me take these fucking anger management classes, but that's not going to save this company. Costs are up, revenue is flat. Our cloud business is losing competitiveness. We're being outwitted, outplayed on every level, man. And we're just letting them do it to us. We're too busy wasting time on shit like how I wasn't nice enough to the new hires.
Why do you think the new hires felt this way about you?
What? Why do they feel that way? Look, they get heated. That's the way it is. You think the Allies had time to make sure every soldier's feelings weren't hurt before they stormed the beaches at Normandy? And shit, don't tell me that this is not a war, because that's exactly what this is. My responsibility is to make sure we get great products out the door, on spec, on time. And I happen to be very good at that. But if you want to start interfering with my ability to do my job, then we're going to have a problem, okay?
What do you think would make things better for you?
I mean, you know what? Nothing. I'm probably going to hang it up pretty soon anyway. Go ahead, record that with all your cameras and shit. I don't care anymore. Wouldn't be surprised if Rayner's watching me right now. Rayner, you son of a bitch. You owe me a lot. Me, guys like me, we built this company while you sat up there in your star chamber, drinking tea and lording it over us. Yeah, I don't remember that blank look you gave me at the holiday party. Like, who is this guy? Does he even matter? What is busy appreciating ancient pottery to remember one of your oldest and most loyal battalion commanders? One of the humble, everyday guys who made you a fucking billionaire. What a waste of time. So, are we gonna wrap this up?
Mark, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Lakeside Fishing. It may help you take your mind off things.
What, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? No, I'm not gonna do that. I gotta get back to work.
You can find it inside the Skanda Wellness app on your phone.
Someone around here at some point needs to do some fucking work.
Try it for about 15 minutes each day, in the morning or evening. We hope to see you back soon, Mark.
You really think this piece of shit's gonna be the next big thing, huh?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza, your personal counseling partner. Goodbye.
Yeah, okay, goodbye. Fuck me.
Okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it there for the evening. I will pick up this game again very, very soon. I just want to get some more stuff done before going into the shows tomorrow. There is going to be a game stream tomorrow. We're going to do everything we can to finish up Alien Isolation Scary Game Saturday. Yeah, this is a lot of fun, I think, doing a game like this. Very, very low stress. Very high interest. So thank you guys very, very much. Hope to see you all at the tip show on the server 5 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much, Emma, for the tip as I leave. 5 p.m. Eastern on the server, and then 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe, it is going to go ahead and be the Alien Isolation stream. Going to do everything we can. Thank you so much, Kelly. Everything we can to beat that fucking game finally. We're at the real end of it. So thank you to everybody. Talk soon. Hope you had a great stream. Bye.